Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we get ready for the regular season finale of the Budweiser All-Pro Series. We've got about, I believe it's three or four spots available for the chase for the Budweiser All-Pro Series Championship. I am not alone, as up here in the commentator's booth with me for probably a short period of time, but at least he made it up here. Three-time winner of the Budweiser All-Pro Series Season 8, Charles Stanford. Charles, thank you for joining me up here.
You're welcome. I was promised pizza.
Yeah, it's on its way.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're on a time frame here.
Yeah, it's coming. Don't worry. It'll be here in 30 minutes or less. As the cars go around the racetrack here at a measly pace of 70 miles an hour, this is going to be it for a bunch of these drivers. Charles, if you're coming into this race without a win, what's your mindset going to be to try to get that win, to get yourself a spot in the chase?
Well, my mindset's probably going to depend on where I would be at in points, in all honesty. With 3 or 4 spots available and just this is the final race, we know that there's going to be 2 people getting in on points. So if I'm high enough in points and maybe close enough, I might be thinking if they maybe take one of them out and you can go ahead and get a good point stay and get past them or something. Or most likely I'm just thinking if control my own destiny and try and get up to the front and position myself for the win just as easily.
That's very true. As you see here, the crews coming through turn 4 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Pace car gonna duck in. The regular season finale of the Budweiser All-Pro Series is set to get underway here at Indianapolis. Tony Green and Cole Deaver on the front row. The green flag is out and we are underway here in Indianapolis.
How quickly can they go 3 wide?
That's gonna be the question. All 42 drivers made it to the green flag as they race off. Yep, as they race off into turn 2, out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Emmanuel Hartnett, he's another guy that is definitely in need of a win to get himself into the chase. But here comes the 47 car of Joshua Sekuli. He has a win. He's locked into the chase here as Tony Green continues with the lead.
Looks like so far good through turn 3. That's usually a trouble spot, and looks like we might have our first 3 wide. Oh yeah, we do have 3 wide back there. A little bit.
I love this camera because it pans around and you can see almost all the entire field as they come through here. Lap number 1 led by Tony Green in the 62 car.
A big lead at that. Holy moly.
Yep, he's got himself a decent-sized lead as the cars are racing side by side behind him. Up front, battle for second place. Here comes Dylan Poteet in the 31. Another one of those
familiar Caterpillar colors for him.
Another one of those drivers that desperately needs a win to get himself into the chase, or maybe even high enough in the point standings that he can get into the chase via just being high enough in the point standings.
And that's going to be something that these crew chiefs are going to have to relay the entire race, saying, okay, are we good enough here, based on where other people are running, especially for those guys high enough in points.
See, Tony Green that time by had a 5.8 the last time. Now it's down to a 5.1. But here comes Alfredo Faggio in the 95 car underneath him, and he's
very big looking 5 seconds.
Yeah.
The 0.5?
I said 0.5.
I heard 5 point.
Oh, 0.5. Sorry. Dylan Poteet drops back to the 5th position now.
Battle between teammates there, the 19 and the 20.
Yep, back here comes Carson Gum underneath Emmanuel Hartnett.
That looks to be kind of the best battle on track right now, actually, as Hartnett just continues to kind of fall back.
That's true, it is. Poteet now going to draft with the 66 car. With the way this rules package we have here for the Budweiser All-Pro Series has here at this track, it's that low downforce package that brings a lot of, I don't want to say restricted play, but it brings the draft a lot into play here.
Speaking of which, 95 starting to close in on the lead.
That's true. Alfredo Faggio in the 95 car, reeling in that 62.
I'd say about maybe the next lap or two, we might have a battle for that, or pass for the lead there.
It's possible. Now the question is, can the 3 cars behind him stay in a line long enough to catch the cars in front of him? Out just as you say that. Here comes Alfredo Faggio. Good run off of turn 4, but can't quite carry the momentum with him. But we'll see what the draft
get
does.
Underneath him going down the front straightaway.
If these two start racing, that can bring the other 3 back up right up to him.
Definitely would, especially since the 95 was able to break away so easily from the 66 once those guys battled for third.
Yeah, look at that. He's right on his back bumper. Oh, the 62 slipped up a little bit, but the 95 had to get out of the throttle just a little bit there. As we're going to kind of look back here, we got Michael Whitman back here. And don't forget about the announcement made by myself earlier in the week, saying that for season 9 of the Budweiser All Pro Series, that you probably won't see a lot of these numbers next season, as except for maybe a couple of them. As next season,
some of them, yeah.
Next season we're gonna allow the Budweiser All Pro Series is allowing any and all custom cars per any driver that signs up.
Let's just call it what it is, a roster shakeup of teams.
Basically.
Some teams will stay, or very few teams will stay, and then most of the teams will go away.
And
there you go.
And a lot more will probably be created as well. Which is going to make things fun for me, as I'll probably never remember who belongs to what team.
Yeah. Neither would I, and then again, I mean, I'll only know one team, so yeah.
We have a group of 2 battling here. Poteet looks like he's going to try to carry some momentum under the 66 car. Nope, can't quite do it.
Turn 2 and turn 4, not where you want to be making passes, apparently.
Nope, that's 95. Alfredo. I don't know if Alfredo is just toying with Tony Green here, or what, because he's all over his back bumper.
It looks like Green kind of has the mentality of just running the outside lane through 2 and 4, and that's kind of what's giving him that run down the back straightaway and the front straightaway to be able to maintain this lead right now.
Yeah, the outer line in 2 and 4. The outer line seems to have the bit of momentum, but it's the inside line that is the preferred line in 1 and 3.
And 66 starting to kind of catch them, so despite even that little bit of battling with the 31, they were still able to maintain a good pace compared to these two.
That's right. We're 7 laps complete of 40 here at Indianapolis. I wonder when pit stops are going to start. Here comes 95. Looking, ooh.
Just that little bit better in the corners that don't need to be.
Yep, and then you got Josh Drake in the 66 car. He's locked into the chase as well. You know, we got the top 2 are not locked in. Oh, no, actually, no, I lied. I think Tony Green does have a win, so I don't have the points up with me, so I don't know for sure. But I believe Tony Green is locked into the chase. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. I'll have to.
6 is going to get a run down the front straightaway here.
Yep, 66 car getting a run to the inside. That's going to allow Tony Green to pull away just that little bit. Excuse me.
Now we've also had more cars kind of throw their way into the top 5 battle, too.
Yep. Carson Gums up here. Boy, it's amazing. It's almost as if you're in a super speedway. When you get up in the high line, man, you just drop.
That's kind of the way it is normally. You don't really like to see, or if you're a guy driving Indy, you don't want to be up on that outside group, regardless of if it's open wheel or stock car.
Oh,
But
now the 60.
Green making it work.
So now the top 2, if I'm correct, the top 2 now. Oh, I think we're gonna have pit stops. I was just about to talk about pit stops. Tony Green and Dylan
Poteet. One of
Poteet.
the first to pit.
Let's see if there's any trouble coming to pit road. Sometimes there is.
I see pitting. No surprise there. He was falling back on this first run, so he could definitely use the adjustment.
We have nine total cars on pit road in this first round. That's going to pass the lead over to the 66 car. And here comes Carson Gum to the inside of the 24.
Making a move through turn 2. Wow.
Remember,
he's got a really well set up car.
Remember, Elijah Gordon picked up a surprise win at Texas World. Oh my God, to Dylan Young there.
Yeah, that's a move I would expect.
And here comes the next group of cars to pit lane. Kyle Matthews is going to stay out.
That's gonna be a bonus point there, I think.
Yeah, he needs it. And Charles Sanford's going to stay out too. Wow, a lot more cars coming down pit road this time. That's kind of a good thing for Kyle. Look at how congested pit road's going to be.
Yeah, but the downside, obviously, the other way, with this being somewhat of a plate track almost, that draft playing so key, he's not going to have that big draft to help him either, so.
Yep, as the car is coming out of pit road. Oh, look at this. Sekuli coming out first.
I think there was someone in front of him, actually. There was
Dylan Pote.
Yeah.
Tony Green. Dylan Pote could very well be in second place here. Wow, Charles Sanford didn't even get a chance to get in front of him. As here comes Kyle Matthews, Kyle Langland. The Kyles coming to pit lane here. And we're still green. Look, as they're going to pass all these cars on pit road, look at how congested that is.
So the question's going to be, which one was the better strategy, staying out or pitting?
Ooh, can the 66 cycle around as the leader?
It's going to be close. No.
I don't know. Carson Gum, he's going to probably lose second, but I think the 66 car is going to grab the lead. Oh, we'll see as they head off into turn 3. Oh, no, 62 powering on the outside, but the 66 isn't going to give up.
Just too much for the 66 there.
And Carson Gum's going to come out of this in third place.
And he had a pretty good car. If they just made little tiny adjustments, I think he might be able to get up to the lead by the end of this.
Well, they're not technically the leader yet. They will be. He will be once he passes Kyle Matthews right here. So now the 62 car is once again back in the lead. Surprised to be caution-free so far here at Indianapolis.
And the 19 making moves through turn 2.
He's
trying to.
He's got the help of Dylan Pote, but he can't. Oh, he's not giving up.
Still there. That 19 is hooked up today.
He really is. Carson Gum, he's trying. He's got to get a win. He's got to get up there.
I mean, you can even see it there in the corner. He's not having that same thing that Pote just had going through going through turn 4 when he's making moves there. A little bit of checkup.
Pote still trying to get around the 66. Should clear him. Oh, maybe not.
I think he will going into 2 here. Yep.
Yep, he's got him cleared for third spot.
And Kyle Matthews going to come out of this in 5th.
Good, Kyle. That's a good run for Kyle. And remember, he pitted the latest. So if we somehow remain caution-free, I wonder how that's going to turn out when it comes to who can make it on pit road. But look at this. Levi McIntyre up here. Ace Garcia. You got the teammates, Joshua Sekuli and Shane Lake up here as well.
Clearly looks like staying out going to be the strategy of the day. So Tony Green's crew might have screwed himself over in that first stint.
Carson Gum gained 3/10 on that lap.
Now I'm wondering almost maybe if the 62 had to pit early because he was out in clean air for the entire run, so he was using up a whole lot more fuel.
That's a good point. Carson, though, he's going to chase him down. It's at a 0.53 seconds right now. 0.5 of a second separates. We'll see if it's going to be closer this time as they come around here. He's really gaining.
Closer.
It does look closer. He's really gaining. Look at Carson. He just.
Wow,
what a run by Carson Gum. He tried to take it with it, but he couldn't do it. Maybe going into this turn here. Oh my God, he gains so much. The 62 slips up.
He's there.
He slipped up. Carson Gum with that number 19 Stanley Tools Toyota. He's going to take the lead for the first time here at Indianapolis.
We've had on track.
Wow.
Because all the other lead changes were all because of the pit stops.
Absolutely. You want to talk about Joe Gibbs' power.
Stanley Tools Toyota leads at Indy.
Now Charles Sanford's like, now if only Daniel Suarez would do that in real life.
Oh, well, he's gotten screwed over by the crew, though, in real life, too. So.
Dylan Pote hanging back in third. I don't know if this would be enough to get him a spot in the chase. He did fall after Richmond. He did fall back in the point standings pretty good. I am not sure if where he's running at right now would be enough to get him a spot in the chase via points.
I think a lot of that would depend on where the other guys in points were. Also mattering whether or not Carson is actually a race winner so far this season.
He's not. If he wins, this would be his first win. And look at the 62, had to check up.
He tried to put it in there, but just can't get it there.
That's going to cost him all his momentum.
So it looks like the lead so imperative here today.
And we're still caution free as we're going to take a look at the rest of the field here. Jonathan Zorline, he was one of the ones that was in contention for a spot in the chase via points. And he's running dead last right now, so that's not helping him out. Here you got the 32 of Alexander Rowe up here. I think he's got a win, if I'm not mistaken.
I think the 38 here was one of the people that pit on that very congested lap, I think.
Yeah, Carter Friesen, and then you got this group of people here. Paul Minnick, who has a win. He's safely in the chase. Jessica Shelton back here. She's had a bit of a mediocre season. She's been in contention for wins, but just been screwed over. Here's a 9 of Daniel Bouchard. Trent Dunham, the only Dodge in the field. You want to talk about another car that's been screwed over a lot? This 43 car of Benjamin Miles. Remember,
it's been a really terrible pit stop for the 95.
Remember at Richmond, Benjamin Miles was leading the race when a caution came out because of a wreck on the front stretch, and the 43 car just came piling into the back of somebody, slowing down for the caution flag, and ruined his day while he was leading.
Ow.
There was also a time where he was leading a race at Michigan, and I think it was Michigan. I'm not sure at which track it was, and he just blew up from the lead. So, Seth Cole, he's back here in the 23rd position. Seth Cole got a win at New Hampshire, ironically enough, while he was co-commentating with me. A very amazing pit strategy. Got that 98 car out ahead of everybody. And he ended up getting the win that race. So Cole Deaver, he's one trying to get in on points, but he's back here in 21st. Again, this could drastically help Dylan Poteet out, who is in 3rd place right now. 2 seconds behind the leaders. Or back here is Emmanuel Hartnett. Wow, he dropped back a lot.
Well, he was dropping back before the pit stop too, so hopefully for his sake they were able to make a good change and he can make some moves up towards and second round.
It looks like it. Yep, Dylan Poteet coming down pit road. The 62 coming down pit road. That's going to give the 19 car a heck of a lead here. I think they're doing pit stops now. So you're averaging what, about 10 laps per race, right? 10 laps per stop?
About. I mean, if you figure the first stint should have been less anyway. You had, I think we started around lap 8 and then we got all the way to lap 10. So maybe the guys who pit on 10, I think maybe could make 12 laps or so.
So this could potentially, if we still remain caution-free, be a fuel strategy race to the end.
Could be. Definitely could have some people running out at the end of the race, so that would be interesting.
Here comes Carson, and look who's going to be staying out once again.
No surprise, he stayed out the first stint. He's going to do it again here, and it looks like staying out longer is actually what's going to be helpful because we saw that Kyle was able to make a big gain just by staying out those 2 extra laps. So
Kyle Matthews, if he plays his cards right, could possibly come out with the lead. It's very possible. But then again, the leader,
too far back to
the leader had a decent-sized lead on him, so he could still come out with a good spot. I think what Kyle Matthews would need would be a caution flag. That would really...
Caution would be very helpful if it timed right and he didn't run out of fuel again.
Yeah, that's a good point. He was coming through turns 3 and coming through turns 4 right now. He's going to come down pit lane.
Could have been a couple other people I think that was stayed out there. Yep, you see him towards the back now coming in.
Tony Green staying out here. Oh, not staying out.
I think
he already pit. Yeah. Dylan Poteet here.
You have the 4, the 03 also on pit lane.
Another bit of
and a few others behind them.
Bit of congested pit road there. Let's go up here. Let's see where the 60. Let's see where the 19 car.
That's gonna be the lead.
So Carson Gum is gonna stay in the lead.
Well, at least what we think. At least. Holy moly, that is a big lead, though.
Yep. It's
Definitely
gotta be at least. It's gotta be at least 2 seconds. I'm gonna guess.
That looks about to be 2 seconds, yeah. If not 3.
Let's see, Carson Gum crossing
Not gonna go to the lead just yet. There's the 4.
There's the 09.
There's the 09.
So yep, that's gonna cycle around as the lead right now.
Yeah, so Carson now officially to the lead. It'd be Green second.
Kyle Matthews is going to be third here. Yep. And like I said, a caution would really save him. Then again, you remember Kyle pitted later, so that could come into play later on in the race when it comes to fuel mileage.
Yeah, let's see. He just pit what lap was that?
I think it was that 21 going to 22.
Yeah, so he could definitely make it on just one more stop, whereas everyone else
possibly need to, yeah. 2.6 second lead as Kyle Matthews is third. He's 4.7 out. And then we got a bit of a battle behind him. Poteet's got to try to gain as much spots as he can. Try to put himself in a spot where he could possibly get in via the points. Look at James Qualls up here.
The 6 is making a move now. 6 on the 66. Okay, there's probably some sort of joke there. I'm not going to say.
Levi McIntyre underneath. This is probably one of Levi McIntyre's best races so far. He's sitting up here in 5th. Now he's in 4th. Unless he can hold off the 96 car here, which I think he will.
He's got turn 4 there to his advantage, so. If I was Carson's crew chief, though, definitely what I'd be telling him is to save me a little bit of the fuel now, and so we can try and make it on one more stop, because he's got this race in the bag.
He just gained on him, though. He's at 2.8 seconds when it was 2.6.
Oh, but we also don't know if 62 is saving fuel because he pit even that lap earlier, so not been getting the greatest fuel mileage really if you look at the 62. So.
Yep, that's true.
And now, of course, Carson with the big lead and no one to draft with, that's going to be one of the reasons to try and save a little bit of extra fuel.
Yep, it will be, and that's another thing too. 20 laps. We're on lap. We've completed 24 laps now as he crosses the line. We are just past halfway. And Carson Gum
what we're looking at is you have to try and make it to lap 30 to be able to make it the rest of the way.
And Carson Gum's extended that lead again to 3.1 seconds.
That could just be a lot of fuel saving for the 62, hopefully, or at least trying to. Then again, 62 just hasn't had the same pace, especially once he got past for the lead.
If you think about it this way. Kyle Matthews, he stayed out longer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in his next pit stop, he might not even have to really take tires or all that a lot of fuel, just enough to get him to the end.
That's true too.
If he stays out longer, he could possibly come into pit road, get as much gas as he needs, and go and possibly come out with the lead. Although he's about to get freight trained right now, I don't think.
Yeah, he is.
I don't think Kyle will mind that though, because it just means he could save a little bit more fuel.
Yeah. Especially if he can make sure that he's not last in that line where he's having to use the fuel to catch him. So.
Exactly. He could just take the draft as it comes, as 62 car is really losing time to the 19 of Carson Gum.
And Poteet losing some spots now too. Just got passed by the 70 back there.
Right, everybody else is about to pass the 70 as well. Just okay, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I've got to hand it to these two drivers out of JTD Daughtery Racing. They're always together at doesn't matter what track. It could be this track here, super speedway, road course. You'll always find Joshua Sekuli and Shane Lake together at some point on the racetrack. I mean, that's teamwork.
Or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely teamwork. Kyle Matthews back here, he's dropped
and
to
they've passed Tony
place.
George a little bit, or at least the 6 has.
Tony George, Tony Green.
Tony Green, thank you.
Levi McIntyre passes
Hey, it's
Tony
not my
Green,
series.
and
I'm not supposed to know everyone's name.
so Levi McIntyre moves into second place as Carson
A
Gum.
full corner behind.
Basically, yep, a full corner
or at least
behind.
the short shoot.
Carson. Let's see what's gonna be now. It's got to be over 4 seconds. Oh no, 6-car gained a little bit. Carson Gum running all by himself up here. Question is if he'll have enough fuel to make it. There's a good chance we could see him come in the pit road this time by.
I think the indicator is going to definitely be that 62. When does the 62 pit? Because the 19's been able to usually go a lap farther than the 62. So.
Dylan Poteet's on pit road.
Oh.
And he's by himself.
I don't. What lap are we on right now?
28.
Okay, so 31. I don't think he's going to be able to make it from here. I don't see any way.
Hold on. If he just pulled into his pit stall, then something had to have happened. We're on lap 29. We have 12 laps to go in the race.
He was falling back before that too, so that could have something to do with it.
Potential tire problem with the 31, maybe? Because look, he got 2 tires and he's still on pit road.
So definitely something.
Something amiss on Dylan Poteet's car.
That's a tough break.
It is. Alright, and Carson Gum, is he going to come? Nope, he's staying out one more lap.
I think that's more unscheduled than... I still think that what we're going to be looking for is when does the 62 pit?
He's pitting now.
Okay, so that's on 29?
It's on 29 coming to 30.
Okay, so look for the 19 to maybe pit this next time by, and I think the 19's going to be able to make it the rest of the way from there.
He most likely will as Dylan Poteet comes out now.
2 laps down, though.
Dylan Poteet. What if Dylan Poteet somehow surprisingly wins this race just from that alone?
I was probably a little nervous of how far up the track he was going to come.
And before Dylan Poteet somehow wins this race.
That would be a miracle.
Alright, we're coming to 10 laps to go, and the 19 car is going to come to pit lane, but look who stays out.
Kyle Matthews, once again, staying out.
Kyle Matthews staying out that 1 extra lap.
I'm surprised that 1 extra lap hasn't turned into like 2 or 3 at some point during this race.
Well, here's the thing. Kyle Matthews just has to take less than 10 laps of fuel.
Only going to have to take like 9. Battle for second there.
Charles Sanford and Kyle Langland. Imagine what it would be like if S3 Motorsports went 1 and 2 here.
That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, Charles
Usually have
Sanford.
pretty good success on the plate tracks. So.
Yeah, well, Charles Sanford doesn't have to wreck his teammate.
Wow.
I told you, I'm not letting that go.
Really went there.
Dylan Poteet is going to go by, get 1 of his 2 laps back.
And again, a very congested pit lane that last time by.
There goes the 62 and others by.
37's going to get by the 62 here in a couple laps.
I'm not sure if it was the 37 or if it was the 47.
That looked like 37.
All right, well, we're gonna watch Kyle Matthews through this, and we're gonna see what cycles around. Is it gonna be just a 2-tire stop? That's gonna be the thing.
Oh, this 24 is actually gonna lead a lap on pit lane as a result of this.
Yep, 2 tires and fuel. That's all it's gonna take.
I think that's what a lot of them went with, though, too. So. Just going to be a question of where's the 19 going to be in all of this.
Oh, does Kyle wish he could just floor it? Now he can. Now he just has to take those access roads.
He still can't exactly floor it because, in my experience, you can't go full throttle around the access road either. You have to lift a little bit, especially right there going into 2. You haven't seen the 19 though.
There he is. I saw him. Kyle's got to pull up in front of him.
I don't think it's going to be enough. I think the 19's going to have that momentum.
Oh, I don't know. It's going to be close here. Here comes the 19 on the outside, but we still got time. If for some reason the 19 car can't make it on fuel.
And so it's going to be the 19 versus the 09 for the win at Indy.
With 8 laps to go this time by. Kyle Matthews has the fresher of the 2 tires. Dylan Potich just there wishing he was on the lead lap right now.
There's someone on pit lane.
The 32.
Yeah, it was 32. Huh.
Dylan Potich maybe was praying for a caution flag. You think maybe that strategy he was going for?
Maybe, but I don't even think he's still on the lead lap.
No, I think he's 1 lap down still. I think he's.
So they had something go wrong.
Oh, and Paul Minnick retired because of a piston problem. So
now we have the question of whether or not there was oil on the track. Clearly not, because there was no caution, but still.
Ooh, can the 09 Kyle Matthews get around the 19? The 19 has been the dominant car of the day. Kyle Matthews has worked his way up from fuel strategy. I'll say this too, a brilliant strategy on pit road. He's running.
I'm gonna look through the top 10 to see where some people are, as these guys try and still close in on each other.
96 can use the 31 as draft. Never mind, as he's going to try to pass him.
I think 31's holding him up, though, too.
Here comes the 6 car, going to pass the 47. That's going to be for fourth position. And others back here, they're just racing, trying. Charles Sanford back here. Look at the 10. William Brock up here. I don't think he'll make it into the chase, though. I think he might be done if he doesn't get up in the front here. They're still watching this battle up front. It's been
still watching what might be a battle.
Yeah, it's still holding steady at about 3/10 right now. We'll see what happens. It was 0.35, 0.46. So Kyle lost a little bit there. It's going to be a question if the 19 can make it all the way on fuel. I mean, hell, Richmond. We saw the leader of the race at the time come down pit road, coming to the checkered flag. So anything's possible in this game.
I've seen it happen. I mean, what's going to be the indicator probably on whether or not the 19 is going to have enough fuel is definitely, again, I've said it once, but I'll say it again. It's definitely going to be that 62, because 62 is repeatedly pit first each and every time on pit lane.
Right. It looks like Kyle has...
he's lost another 10.
Carson has opened up that gap a little bit. It's now 5.53, 5/10. Carson just got to hit his marks for these next 5 laps. He got 5 to go. The one thing about it,
good battle for the rest of this one's going to be for 4th.
If a caution comes out now, we might get 1 to go, as it looks like the 42 car has blown up.
What is with the engines today?
Michael Whitman has blown up as he's going to take the access road.
I thought for a moment he wasn't going to be on the access road.
Michael Whitman takes his car to the access road as the battle once again. Kyle can charge. You see this? Kyle can charge up to the 19 car, but he just loses ground, I think, in 4.
Looks like the 09 just got a little bit more downforce, maybe, because the 19's able to get him on the straightaways here, so he's
he cut it down. He cut it down about 3/10 as we have 4 laps to go here at Indianapolis. You think maybe the 19 might need to save a little bit?
Maybe. I felt like he pitted at a good time.
Oh, I don't know. This is going to be interesting. These 2 drivers are battling for a chance to get into the chase for the championship. Neither one of them have a win. And they're 4.5 seconds ahead of anybody else.
And lap traffic's not going to play a key role in this either, because Zorlin should still be straightaway at least ahead.
Yep,
yeah.
He's going on to the back stretch. These guys are on the front stretch. Kyle lost a little bit of ground this time.
Be about 4/10 again now.
5. Back to what it was. 5/10 this time. Kyle Matthews, he can gain it back. He's pretty good through 1 and 2, but I think Carson gets him in 3 and 4. Three laps to go. Carson Gum is trying to get a spot in the chase, but Kyle Matthews, he has to be a win. Both of these drivers, I believe, are in a must-win situation. Look at Kyle Matthews close it once again.
Can the Ohio native get the win in Indy?
Oh, he's got it right on his back bumper almost. It's going to be at least 2/10 again.
Gains a little bit and then loses a little bit. It's just back and forth.
Carson's just been the car to beat all race long. He's right there. 2 laps to go here at Indianapolis. I don't think Carson. I don't think Kyle got a good turn 2 there.
It looks like he's still there. It's just that top speed right now in the 09, not quite where the 19s is.
Draft will probably come into play here. You've heard of aero tight. As they come off of turn number 2, Carson Gum is going to see, close enough. Carson Gum is going to see the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Indianapolis.
Still there. I don't see anyone on pit lane, so it doesn't look like the 19 might have to pit. So
can Kyle Matthews close up on the 19, or is he going to be forced to sit out the chase? Down the back straightaway, the draft, he cannot catch him. So unless Carson has a bobble or a problem in turns 3 and 4, I think he's got it. Through turn 3, Carson Gum, good smooth corner. Now it comes turn number 4. And it looks like he's going to get it done.
Yep.
Carson Gum out of turn number 4 runs a great race, very strong car. He is going to win the Brickyard 400. And he is going to get a spot in the chase for the championship.
And I'm impressed. The 62 actually did not have to pit again.
But the 31 car did. Kyle Matthews second. You noticed how Shane Lake and the others were catching them. They went from like 4 seconds to 3 seconds back.
Yeah, but they just lost too much time, especially probably behind the 62.
But it's Carson Gum who's going to get the victory here at Indianapolis. As Jonathan Zorline's the last car to come across, the race is complete. We're going to go look at Carson Gum's burnouts, as he's going to probably burn it down here, and then we'll be right back for the results. And as you see here, Carson Gum coming down here to celebrate his well-earned victory at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You definitely tell someone's going to be kissing the bricks later.
As is tradition.
Yep. Carson Gum really burning it down here.
Getting pretty close to that wall, and there you
go. Oh well. He deserves it.
I guess he thought, okay, 1 wall tap is good enough. We're just going to call it a day.
Yep. Oh, I think he's just eager to get the victory lane here.
Good thing they already cleared this out for him.
Right?
Especially because he's speeding down pit lane.
Oh, overshot it just a little bit here.
Yep, just a tad.
But there he goes, pulling into victory lane, the winner of the Brickyard 400. Alright, let's go get the results. Carson Gum in victory lane, celebrating his win, his first win of the season. I think that could also be his first Budweiser All-Pro Series career win. I don't exactly remember if he's won races before. But Carson Gum with the win. Kyle Matthews very, very disappointed, as he had a decent car in that last run, but unfortunately he just could not get around that 19. And now, unfortunately, because of that, Kyle Matthews will not make the chase. Shane Lake, 3rd. Levi McIntyre, 4th. William Brock, 5th. Ace Garcia, Tony Green, couple of rookies, 6th and 7th. James Qualls, 8th. Joshua Sekuli, 9th. Charles Sanford rounds out the top 10. Josh Drake, Cody Lamas, Igor Barreto, and Kyle Langland, top 14, and Trent Dunham, 15th. As you can see here, it was a header problem for Michael Whitman, and Jake Smith, Alexander Rowe, and Dylan Poteet once again finished the race off the lead lap. And unfortunately for Dylan Pote, that means he will not make the chase either via points. Well, Charles, what did you think of the race?
Well, it was interesting in terms of the strategy. There's definitely some points where I could not have anything to talk about, in all honesty. It's kind of interesting to see the different strategies. Not usually do we end up seeing 3 different strategies playing out during the course of the race, because we had 62 who was pitting first, and you had the group that pitted with the 19, and then the very few guys who went the longest being Kyle Matthews and others. So definitely interesting to see that Carson's was the strategy that worked out. They were able to have that car hooked up and made the correct adjustments, whether or not they made any at all. And definitely at 62 we saw could not make the right adjustments to keep up. They just did not have the right pace after the 1 lap. So
yep, and thanks to all of it, Carson Gum, with the strongest car of the race, takes it to victory lane. So thank you for joining me here, Charles. It was pretty fun to have you up here, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be heading out to your own series here soon.
Yeah, we got Bristol upcoming this week, or at least by the time of this recording.
Yeah.
All I have to do is just put that into my editor, and that will go up onto YouTube. So.
Yep, same here. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you all for watching. This has been a production of the NNSCRA, Offline Racing at its best. The point standings will be at the end of this video, as well as the official chase grid will also be at the end of this video for you all to see. So, this is for Michael Norman and Charles Sanford. I say, until we meet again.